been staying magical and being kind? I have just come back from Addison's 7th birthday. Happy birthday, Addison! My oh my, what so much fun we had today. There was a jumping castle, a fairy floss machine, a snow cone machine, ponies and farm animals, and so much more. What a magical day it was celebrating with Addison and all of her friends. Happy birthday, Addison. Remember to stay magical, be kind, and always believe in yourself. Tonight's story is Eric the Awkward Orc. Well, he's an unusual fellow. All his friends like battles, but he just likes the cello. Are you excited to dive into tonight's story together? Let's snuggle down, find a comfy spot, and get ready to listen along. Eric the Awkward Orc. Eric the Orc was an unusual fellow. His friends all liked battles, but he liked the cello. When most orcs would growl and sharpen their axe, Eric preferred to play on the sax. The others would roar and challenge Eric to fight, but he shook his head. He was far too polite. "You're useless," they cried like a dirty old boot, as they swerved past Eric, who was playing his flute. They laughed as they left Eric cut short his song. He didn't like how they'd made him feel wrong. So he stopped all his drumming. He put his horns in the bin, sold his guitars, gave away his violin. He quit all his whistling at least as much as he could, and he avoided most people as any awkward orc would. But there was one item he couldn't disown, so he hid it in the haystacks, his prized saxophone. His friends seemed happier with all his things in the bin. Eric smiled, but was sad. It was tough fitting in. Then one day a gremlin rolled up in his wagon. "Please help me," he cried. "I've discovered a dragon." The orcs acted quickly and revved up their trucks, wielding swords, clubs, and shields, plus a pair of nunchucks. "We'll help you," they bellowed. "Look at all our sharp stuff." The gremlin was pleased. "You do look quite tough." "Is there room for one more?" asked Eric politely. "No way," said the orcs. "We're not taking this lightly." They zoomed up the road and into the distance. Eric stayed with the gremlin at the others' insistence. The pair waited at home, sitting under a tree. To help pass the time, they played cards and drank tea. Then out of the forest come a rustling noise, and out burst the orcs yelling, "Run for it, boys!" They sprinted quick smart and found somewhere to hide. "What happened?" asked Eric. The orc's eyes opened wide. "The dragon splintered our shields and bent all our knives. It burnt all our spears, so we ran for our lives." "Did it have big red wings?" asked Eric, his voice low. "It did," said the orcs, "but how did you know?" "Ah, look at that big dragon!" The dragon huffed and puffed, and it torched their haystacks, till the only thing left was a shiny brass sax. Eric saw it and thought, "I know just what to do." He dodged all of the flames and reached it on cue. While the orcs were all wailing, "Please don't tear us apart," Eric blew from his lungs and played from his heart. The jazz tunes flowed out and swirled through the soot. Could it be? Was the dragon tapping his foot? "That's a funky beat, man," said the dragon mid-tap, then asked very nicely, "Do you mind if I rap?" So they both played together and it sounded sublime. Sure, the dragon spat fire, but he also spat rhymes. All of the orcs cheered. The dragon didn't flatten them. Instead, the duo's album went 7 times platinum. It made the orcs realize they could do what they like. Sure, some would keep fighting, but others would hike. Some orcs started dancing, some studied the law. Some took a gap year because they weren't very sure. And Eric, he kept playing every chorus and verse. So happy to show different doesn't mean worse. What a beautiful story. Don't forget to be like Eric and just be yourself, because that's how people love you the most. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story, little dreamers. Remember, if you haven't brushed your teeth, make sure you do so before bed. Listen to Mum and Dad, make sure you're sharing, and make sure you're being kind to everyone you meet. Stay magical, and I shall see you next time, little dreamers. Bye!